Hello and welcome on today's episode where we're going to talk about a little set that we've just finished making, which is set number 70437.
I don't think it's very small.
It's not particularly small, but it is a bit smaller than another set that we're going to have a video on, or we may have released a video on.
I would say it's smaller than Lord of the Rings.
It is, but it's a little bit older because this set came out in 2020 and Rivendell came out this year.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit newer, isn't it?
Yeah.
This set has how many pieces, do you remember?
Is it over 1,000?
Yeah, 1,035 pieces. So it's the Lego Hidden Side Mystery Castle, which was part of the Hidden Side range, which had that augmented reality bit, which we've done a few sets on recently. For the month of October, wanted to make things a little bit spooky. So this was the biggest set that we found, second hand, but luckily complete. But yeah, so we wanted to just review it and see what we thought.
With some weird pieces, like a chain hanging and this piece that someone's supposed to stand on, but it looks like something's supposed to be there. And it's a little bit weird why there's a piano next to the bone throne.
Shall we talk about the front first?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because looking at the front, I mean, it is. Okay, we're going to do the play features in a second. Okay?
I just want to do that.
Yeah. So looking at the set, I mean, what do you think about the set overall, looking at it from
It's actually
the
really
front?
cool. And two.
So it's got two main towers. So the tower on the right of it, on this side, is meant to be an observatory. So that's got a big telescope, doesn't it, there? Yeah. With the idea that obviously you look at the stars and try and see things out. There's a couple of little Easter eggs on the inside that we'll go through in a bit more detail. We've got another second tower on this side.
I would say that I'd say before it got haunted, I'd say it actually would be quite pretty.
Yeah, but there's a lot of sort of broken bits and things, isn't there?
And probably the owner of the castle, which is probably this guy.
We'll talk about the figures in a little bit.
Might have died and then came back as his ghost to the castle.
So there's three main sections. So there's the main house bit, and then there's the towers on either side that are attached to the actual front, which is actually completely openable. And a lot of this is meant to be sort of partially broken down. So you'll see, for example, there's a lot of these areas here which have these kind of cracks in the wall with this bluey paint sort of coming through, which I think is meant to be sort of energy coming out. But there's lots of translucent blue bits throughout the build just to kind of add that sort of slightly broken effect. Shall we open it up and show people?
Yes.
So, if we open it up, let's see what it looks like. There we go. So here we've got one of the main play features that we can see Lily playing with, which is actually meant to be a trap door. Did you know that? So if you push it up, it's meant to be a trap door that if the person is standing there, just hold on for 2 seconds. If the person is standing there,
He goes.
and then
And now he's in a
he's sort of being eaten by the house.
Which is actually kind of creepy. Which I've seen in a horror movie. The house comes to life.
Let's have a little bit more of a close-up of here for the moment and just see what we've got. So, looking at it, so we've got a lot of different features present. So if we look at it again, if we look at it in a bit more of a close-up, so we do have the house with its movable mandibles and the lovely cyan or sort of funny blue leaf pieces, which are really quite nice. I do like that. It's a pity there's not more of them in the set. But yeah, so that's
to steal some of them.
the main play feature that we've got on here. And then moving on to the first floor. So we're mentioning these glass panes, which seem to depict the main sort of villain, possibly, of the story, Neymar Reem. And we'll talk about the figures in a little bit more detail in a minute.
And Neymar Reem is a little bit creepy.
And there's two little dungeons on either side.
Where
house
is
is
the
here.
character that just fell? Can you hang it through?
Let's get Jack back in then. And then we've got the roof section of the main house. And here with the observatory, as we said before. And then the other tower, which is actually quite an empty one on this side.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
empty, isn't it?
little gate here. and then a little ladder on the other side. So if we look at the back section, as I said, we've got the stained glass area, and my understanding is that some of the shadow men actually stand up in those little panes of glass like this, so they look like they're standing to attention. And then moving up to the top level, so we've got the throne here with...
And I told you about the piano.
Well, it's a piano or an organ, I'm not sure. And then a couple of little pictures, interesting pictures here.
I think that's his twin.
Or his wife? I've no idea. And then him with a teddy. And then the crystals, which I need to do some more digging into the story to find out what they're about. And then on the observatory side, we've got the dungeon on the bottom, on the first floor where there's access and just a broom cupboard. And then up here, we've got a couple of pictures with a flying saucer picture up here. And then going up into the lab here, where I've got a couple of controls for the telescope.
Yeah. Which probably don't work anymore.
So overall, what do we think about the set? I think it's a great looking set.
I'd say out of 10, 0 to 10, I'd say a 9.
No, I don't think it would be anywhere near that high, personally. I think it looks great, and I like having the different colours.
The looking, the way it looks, would be 9 out of 10.
I think for looks, yeah.
But the set itself would actually be like 5 out of 10.
Well, let's think about that in a bit more detail in a minute. So yeah, looking at it, I think, great colours with a lot of the blue in the sticker elements and in the trans pieces.
And I also like how they've made the steps a little banister.
Yeah, I love the fact that we've got the Dark Town Tower on this side, which contrasts really nicely to the rest of the castle with the Star Observatory at the top. And that's a really, really nice set. What about the play features? What do you think about the play features? Is it one that you could see yourself playing with for quite a bit? Because I think there's a lot of things that you could do in terms of playing. There's a lot of storytelling, so that's really, really interesting.
I would be really happy if it was like a bigger monster and it tipped the people and they did a backflip into the monster's mouth, and then the monster closed up, and then it came out, and then they ended up coming out of the monster's butt somewhere.
Okay. I think Lego, listen to that. We need more Lego Monster House butts as a definite feedback. I'm not sure if they'll do that or not. But I think some of the things that I don't like is that it does feel like there's a lot of empty spaces and there's a lot of question marks. So the tower here with the level at the back has a big hole with a chain attached, and we're not quite sure the purpose of that. There's the top of the tower on this side, which just has an empty space again, where
and why
it's just
would there
not sure.
just be an empty cup and an empty wine glass just right there? That's a little bit strange.
It is a bit odd, isn't it?
And why would there be a brush left there?
Well, that's just for the person who's got to clean things up.
Yeah, but that's not alive anymore.
So I think overall, I mean, it's a great looking set. It's got a set of really good figures, but I think there's just a few wasted opportunities with some of the things that could have been added to it. Some really nice storytelling elements, a lot of playable features in it as well. But I think just, as I said, it doesn't feel like it's a complete set. We're going to do the figures now. So looking at the figures in a bit more detail, the first figure we've got is Jack, who just looks like a standard sort of boy. Really nice head printing. I really like the jacket. The keychain with a little bone there I think is a nice touch. So the back printing, well, it's just the back of a jacket. It might be nice to have a bit of printing there. But really cool hairpiece with the backwards cap. I think that's really, really nice touch. And he's got the other...
Probably would have had it from Lego Dreams.
Yeah, actually that's true. Knowing the sort of modern sets. But I think a really cool sort of different looks on there.
It looks a bit like Logan.
It does look a bit like Logan from Dreams, doesn't it? So who have we got next? You want to do Vaughn? So Vaughn, being one of the hunters, I think it's really, really nice, really, really cool printing. I like this one a lot with the printing on the torso.
It's probably the best character in the scene.
Well, I think the bad guy is also pretty cool. But yeah, really nice sort of bit printing on the back. So again, I don't know much about the story. I need to do a bit of research, but the head piece I think is really, really cool. With this translucent purple. a nice mustache with the cool glasses, and you could definitely see this piece in a Western.
That's the wrong way around.
Well, the hat's the wrong way around. The bowler hat. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. But yeah, I think that for me is a really, really cool figure. So next is, what's her name again? Do you remember?
Oh yes, Katja.
No.
No.
Like Peter.
Parker.
Peter Parker. So Parker, really cool looking figure, don't you think? I mean, what do you think? What do you like about her?
Spider-Man.
Yes, but her name is Parker.
Her headphones on her head are turquoise and her hair is purple. And look on the back, you can see some awesome
Yeah, down
and she
here.
has printing.
Yeah.
Printing, right?
So she's obviously very, very rock and roll, isn't she? Yeah, it's got ripped jeans. She's just too cool for new trousers. Really, again, so lots of stitching elements on her top with a couple of patterns of basketball and things. And again, a couple of facial expressions there. Really, really nice. Yep, we talked about the back. So moving on, let's do the 2 minions first. And then with the minions, so we've got 2 of these. So I think they're called Shadow Walkers, Lucas. And what did you like about them? I had one bit. Yeah, I've never seen them with sort of see-through heads and printing on before, so I think these are very, very cool.
I think the coolest bit about them is their helmet.
Yeah, the helmet. I think they've used these helmets in other series before.
I think that Lord Garmadon sometimes has one.
So you get 2 of these, and then talking about the baddie, we've got Neymar Ream. You're a monkey. Right, so going back, because Billie Eilish was probably not released a song yet at the time. Okay. Very cool looking face printing. So he's got this cool element that has come along previously in Ninjago, I think, as well. I don't know which set had it first, but I think Nia had it in the water elements.
The water dragon. And of course it isn't like blue like Nia's, it is inky black.
Darker and sort of inky black. So really nice printing here on the torso, representing his sort of jacket or armour that's sort of ripped up. And then we've got a nice sort of spooky bat-themed pauldrons, shoulder piece, and a really cool looking head there. So all in all, I think some really good looking figures.
And then we're gonna go on to the phones.
Yeah, the phones are kind of the sort of key thing about hunting these monsters, aren't they?
They have like zappy things that zap the monsters, and then they kind of turn to dust. Is that right?
I think they catch them.
And the cool thing about them is that 2 of the sets that we've got has exactly the same phones for both of the men, the boys. I mean, Jack. But this one has a different phone, which is actually really cool. They're different phones, so might as well get on with the song.